Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us here at 816 Podcasting presents Mark Out Wrestling, Episode 5, with your hosts Glenn and Anthony. We'll recap this week in wrestling. We've also got a really sweet giveaway. We're going to be giving away 2 Chiefs tickets to the Thursday home game against the Tennessee Titans. That's pretty cool.
Last preseason game of the
before
we open up against New England.
That's pretty sweet.
We're going to ask each other sometime throughout this podcast who we think our favorite wrestler is. Mm-hmm. And then you'll have to comment the answer to those questions. Like, comment, and subscribe, and then you're in the drawing.
So we're just going to throw it out somewhere in this podcast to make you guys listen to us.
It's going to be fantastic. All right, we had big news this week. Asuka injured and relinquishes the belt in the tapings. That's supposed to air on the September 6th episode.
Right. So she's coming up to the main roster, right? They said the way they played it, she's in negotiations with both Kurt Angle and Daniel Bryan. That's where do you see her going?
That was my question for you. I would like to see her on Raw.
Raw makes the most sense to me. I think that's where she goes because I was thinking about it. And Raw's women's main event scene is not really stacked, is it? I mean, we have Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, Bayley's injured. We're still not sure exactly how long she's going to be out. Nia Jax is always around there, but I don't think she's
never had a title match.
Right, exactly. So, but SmackDown's got Charlotte, Becky, Natalya, Naomi, Carmella.
They just use their women better. And I think if Asuka goes Raw, they'll be forced to create more than one storyline.
She has to get the title almost immediately, right?
Oh, she has to stay undefeated.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she'll be undefeated, but does she go straight for the title? It's her first match.
Yes.
Her versus Sasha or Alexa Bliss, whoever's the champion.
Did you hear that whenever they were doing the draft last year, Triple H told Vince, you can literally have anybody you want.
Just leave
Don't touch Asuka.
Yeah.
He's like, I need her to hold it down.
Yeah. I mean, and he did.
Right?
he really did need her.
And she held it down, man. It's been awesome.
It's going to be great seeing her on the main roster.
Speaking of main roster debuts, we had 2 this week.
Well,
we had one.
We had one
and
then a return. Oh.
Yeah. So we had Bobby Roode.
Right. The glorious debut. That was the most confusing debut I'd ever seen for a while.
How?
Well, okay, so he debuted as a face, obviously, right? And then
he's a much better heel.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I know SmackDown does the split screen for their commercials, but it felt really weird for him to go, as soon as the match started, for them to go straight to a commercial. And then for him to face Aiden English, who got a decent amount of offense in on the match. It was just a very confusing way to debut him.
I think they're going to keep doing things like that with him just beating up on jobbers and stuff and introducing to the main roster while he wraps up in NXT. Because obviously he's got the rematch for the championship and he's got Roderick Strong.
Well, he lost the rematch for the championship, right?
With Drew McIntyre.
That was taping. It was a taping. It was him versus Roddy, and Roddy won, I believe.
Or Drew McIntyre?
No. It was Rude versus Roddy to see who faced Drew McIntyre. And I'm pretty sure Roddy won. I think that's how I...
Oh, so he didn't even get his rematch for the title?
I don't think so. But
wow.
It's... I understand, but he did... That's the thing. He didn't really beat Aiden English's ass. Aiden English got a good amount of offense in. And that's not something you expect for somebody that they say is going to be one of their top 2, top 3 guys on SmackDown.
I don't know. I think I didn't feel personally like he got his ass kicked or I still felt like it was kind of one-sided, but that was just me.
But I did read it's because the reason he had to debut as a face is because Vince thinks his music is so over that when he turns heel, they're changing his music.
I would hate that. His music is the best.
I know, but he thinks because the music itself is so over that no matter what they did, Rude would be over and he would be cheered, which I think is silly because we've seen
it wasn't any different when AJ Styles was champion.
Right. Well, but his music's cool, but
no, but everybody still cheered for AJ Styles.
Right. It's one of those things do faces and heels even really exist in the WWE anymore? Look at Roman.
Speaking of Roman Reigns, we got Roman Reigns versus John Cena.
They announced it now. A little premature, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, apparently they're having a contract signing tonight.
Right, but there was no build up to this.
This is Monday pre-Raw that we're...
Right. Did they were in a tag match last week, right?
Yeah.
And then
they teased it before The Miz came out. And
right, but there was like no real confrontation between the two other than that.
Well, it's something that they say the fans have always wanted was John Cena and Roman Reigns. They've never mixed it up before, so.
Yeah, I want to see it. I think it's going to be a good match, but I wanted build up to it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and just coming out and saying, all right, you guys know who I'm here for.
Right.
And then Roman Reigns comes out when he didn't have to say his name. And
right. But I think like there's no way John Cena goes over in this.
No, it'll be Roman.
Yeah, so I don't know. It feels like we're just getting it for the sake of getting it.
Yeah,
there's no real reason for it, I don't think.
Already announced for
like,
No Mercy.
Do they think like this win will, or this feud will propel Roman?
Did you hear the Brooklyn crowd? Which, by the way, shout out to the Brooklyn crowd. You're one of the worst crowds ever in any arena ever. Like, not just in WWE, like for the Connor and Floyd press conference. Just you guys are terrible. Anywho, the crowd for Reigns and Cena was stupid. Like, they usually both get cheers and boos. Right. They were just dead silent. This is like the first time I ever heard that. Yeah.
A lot of Raw.
And then they were like super cheering Miz, which I was too. Because everything he was saying was like truth.
Everybody cheers Miz. He was like over.
Laying into those guys.
I know,
like
man.
Truth, man.
Was that the Miz pipe bomb?
Yeah, he was like, it really was. That's what it felt like. He's like, I'm just here working hard every week, and you guys are just giving opportunity after opportunity just because of who you are. Yeah. He's like, when I'm putting in the work and I'm carrying this shit, and it was awesome.
It was a great promo. And he's right. Like, I would love for The Miz to be in the main event picture.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I don't know if I want to see him go against Brock Lesnar, but I'd love to see him in the main event picture.
That would be just like,
I don't know.
Brock Lesnar 5-minute matches, but it'd be just Miz running around the ring for 5 minutes till he got caught.
Yeah, this feud is just, I mean, it's fine. Like, I think the match is going to be good. I mean, I do want to see the match, but it's a little premature to announce it before Raw even, with no build-up really whatsoever for it. Because No Mercy is how many weeks away still?
It's I think it's September like 20th or something.
All right, so we're still like 3 weeks away.
Yeah, still a good bit.
They could have had plenty of build-up for it, and then announced it, the week of or something like that. That would have been fine.
It sucks that like going into that tag match, like they're not going to kill Joe's momentum right off the bat.
Right.
You're not going to pin Roman Reigns.
So Miz is taking the pin.
Yeah, Miz is taking the pin. Right off the bat, that's what's going to happen. Unless someone interferes. Nobody interfered. Miz takes the pin.
Speaking of Miz, I saw, again, we haven't watched Raw yet. We're getting a Battle Royal to see who he faces for the IC title.
Right. Probably going to be Jason Jordan, right?
It might be. That makes sense.
Probably Jason Jordan or...
Ah, man, could it be Finn?
I wish.
I don't even know who's in the match.
I thought like he would continue his feud with Bray Wyatt after SummerSlam, but last week we didn't get that. We got Jason Jordan and Finn Balor.
Yeah, we didn't get Bray Wyatt at all.
And Bray
Raw,
Wyatt wasn't on Raw. No.
Man, I don't know what they've.
No idea what they're doing.
Have they just like completely given up on Bray Wyatt altogether?
I don't know, man.
Because
I think they gave up on a long time ago, and we're just realizing, like, people keep talking about how Bray needs a chance and whatever, but it's like clearly that's not where they're going with him. He's not.
But I don't know what he does from here.
Like he's always going to be on. I would like to see that he continue. They're 1-1.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's no reason to just kill it just because the demon came out.
I don't know what they're doing with him. But I would love to see Finn. And now, is this match? Have you heard? Is this going to be at No Mercy?
The Intercontinental Championship match?
Yeah.
I'm not... Actually, I think it's next week on Raw.
Next week on Raw, really?
I think it's next week on Raw, but it would make... I don't know.
How great would it be if, like, Bo Dallas or Curtis Axel won it?
That'd be phenomenal.
Well, I mean, Curtis Axel is a former Intercontinental Champion.
They just go out there and, like, eat a pin.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I don't see that happening.
Just lay down.
But, hell, man, maybe Bray Wyatt's in it and he wins it. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with him, but Miz needs a legitimate feud for that title.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean he didn't even defend it at SummerSlam, which is, we talked about that.
That's one of the things he brought up in his
it's so frustrating how I mean, they're giving him this big run, but they're not really doing much with him, you know what I mean? A lot of weeks he doesn't even wrestle, we just get Miz TV or something like that.
So let's talk about the other big news on Raw. We had Big Cass tear his ACL in the Brooklyn street fight. He's no timetable, but usually these things take like 6 to 9 months with rehab and stuff. So it's a while.
Yeah.
And now Enzo
over to 205 Live.
Over to 205,
which I'm reading still might not save him, man. Enzo, Apparently, he's just getting more and more heat backstage.
There's no reason to cut him, though.
What? There's no reason to keep him.
Yeah, well...
He's not a good wrestler.
The merchandising. That's why you keep him. You keep him because of the money he brings in.
That's all Enzo and Cass merchandise. You know what I mean? So, it's not like he is the sole reason.
You're going to sell certified G t-shirts without Enzo Amore?
Yeah, man.
No, you're not.
What?
They're his idea, too.
I think
there's maybe something with that.
I'm guessing that merchandise isn't going to be... It's not going to be selling out much longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But let's get back to Big Cass.
There's probably definitely going to be a dip now that they're not in a tag team.
So, this is going to sound weird, but this actually might be a good thing for Cass, right?
He wasn't ready to deal with all those boos and stuff. Like, you could tell like it actually like affected him.
Yeah.
He wasn't expecting it or something.
He'll be out, I mean, probably at least 9 months, right?
Right.
And so it gets him away from the crowd, like it gets him away from the fans. It gives people or gives us time to forget about him. And if you really want to push this guy, you can bring him back in a big way. Because who knows what the card's going to look like in 9 months.
Yeah, no idea.
I mean...
The problem is like, there was no reason to separate them when Braun Strowman was doing the things he was doing. Like, he's just excelled in this role that he's in now, whereas, like, that's the kind of guy you'd want Big Cass to be, is the big guy just bruising everybody up. But they already have that in Strowman. They already have the monster. Right. So, like, Cass is just playing second fiddle. This might be good for him. If
they wanted to, like, really, like, split them up as a tag team, they didn't need to split them up altogether. Like, Enzo could have just slid right into, like, a manager role. Right?
That would have made sense.
It would have made so much more sense.
You wouldn't even have to explain it. You would just...
That's just what it is.
Showing up at ringside.
And that's the way they should have went. I don't know if it's because they wanted to turn Cass heel, but I don't think he's been a very effective heel. You could have turned them heel together, man. They just, like you said, they broke them up way too early. And
even
by way too early, meaning that they broke them up at all.
For sure.
I don't know.
Because it's such a shallow division, too.
Yeah, I think this can be good for Cass, though. I mean, I know that sounds like a weird thing to say for somebody to get an injury, but it gets him out of the spotlight that I don't think he was ready to be under.
How pumped are you for Brock and Braun?
Oh, my God.
No mercy.
Dude, I've been saying this, like, if a year ago you told me that this was going to be the match, I'd have been like, get out of here. Like, I don't want to see that. And now there's probably not a match in WWE I want to see more than Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar.
Right, a year ago he was Wyatt's lackey.
Yeah, like, I don't know what they do. Like, I don't know who goes over in that match.
I want to see it be Strowman, but
I do too. I'd love to see it.
That's not going to happen.
I mean, I don't know, man. They love the guy. They've talked about putting the title on him before. I mean, I don't think he's going to be any more ready than he already is.
Now where like he's like a bona fide.
He's a superstar.
He's on the verge of being like really great. And
For sure.
If they put the belt on him, it'll be like his crowning moment.
Right, because I look at it this way: like Braun is probably the top heel on Raw, right? Do you think Brock is?
No, Brock's not really a heel.
Yeah, he's just like I'm just gonna fight whoever.
Yeah.
He's just like a badass character.
Yeah, it's definitely Braun and then Samoa Joe.
So man, he could be the top guy on Raw. I know they still want it to be Roman, but man, that ship has sailed. I'm not saying they need to give up on Roman because the guy still has a lot of talent, but that ship has sailed, so they need to move on. They need to look at someone else.
Will never do Roman.
No, I don't think so.
Do someone like Ben or AJ.
Right.
Never.
And man, Braun versus Samoa Joe feud sounds pretty good to me too. And I think Braun can be like that Brock, where he's like not necessarily a heel. He's just coming out there and he's just gonna beat your ass, and he doesn't care who you are.
Or you said that you didn't get a full Shield reunion. Like it looks like they're not gonna put Roman Reigns in with Dean and Seth.
For a nostalgia reason, sure, but I love those two as a tag team.
Yeah, that was a good match they had with the Hardys.
Yeah, talk about like two guys who I don't want to say were just kind of like, there, but it felt like they were just kind of there. And Dean needed something to get away from The Miz because that was getting old real quick. And putting those two together, giving them something to do because they hadn't been doing anything for a while, giving them the belts made a lot of sense.
I agree. It was weird how many botches there were in that match. Like, was slamming Seth's head on the ground.
Yeah.
He probably got like an instant migraine.
Right.
And then it took Jeff Hardy there was twice he went for Whisper in the Wind. and like both times, like he stopped on the second rope, paused, had to slowly, like an old man, climb up to the third, the top rope, and then do it. Like twice that happened. I was like, man, he's getting up there. Like,
it's starting
to tell this wrestling.
Yeah, dude, they're getting up there in age, and those two have probably beat their bodies up more than anybody else in the WWE, especially Jeff Hardy.
I feel bad for Rollins that he hit his head, and clearly it was like hard, and it probably gave him a headache. And then like Matt Hardy comes in and bangs his head off that turnbuckle like 20 times. You're like, oh, that poor guy.
Hey, that's just smart. That's being ring aware.
Yeah, man.
Hold on, I want to talk about like getting hurt in the ring. I know I kind of want to break away from WWE for just a second. Did you see this thing with Sexy Star?
Yeah,
and doing a shoot armbar on Rosemary.
Well, I didn't see it, but
I saw the video. The other day. Yeah, so she's got the armbar in, and Rosemary taps. She won't break the hold. And then you see her clinch it in even tighter. And she's just torquing on her arm.
Really?
Yeah, and Rosemary kind of turns over. And she's like trying to get her arm free. And the ref finally breaks it up. But man, there's no place for that in professional wrestling.
Absolutely not.
And she is getting blackballed by almost every wrestler on Twitter. Yeah, absolutely. She's had a couple appearances.
I really like Rosemary.
Yeah, you know what? I liked Sexy Star too, though.
Yeah.
And I've lost so much respect for her as a wrestler. Like she's had a couple promotions that have already canceled her appearance.
I heard that she hurt Rosemary. I didn't think that it was intentional.
Yeah, no, it was 100% intentional. She went.
Wow.
She went and shoot. I guess she was. She got into a fight with one of the other girls during the match, also, like to the point where backstage this other girl was looking for her to continue the fight, but they had made Sexy Star leave already. And I guess Vampiro made her apologize to Rosemary, but just like the reports are saying, it was just like yeah, whatever, I'm sorry. Not, like a half-assed, not a sincere apology. She's
brutal, man.
Yeah, she hurt her career.
Her career could be done.
For sure, 100%.
She definitely won't get into a place like WWE with a reputation like that.
Oh, no. I don't know if she would have. I mean, I feel like she's getting up there in age, too, for, a female wrestler, but that...
And, yeah, we got all this new talent with the Mae Young Classic.
Right.
Did you watch any of that yet?
I have not.
I didn't even watch the bracket reveal because they did it right after SummerSlam. It's like I just spent 6 hours watching this pay-per-view. Why would I go and watch
I know.
It was really bad spot to put that in. They should have done it like after Raw or something. But then today we got four episodes, which is the entire first round. I haven't seen any of it yet, but
yeah, I know it was filmed a while ago already.
Yeah. So there's definitely spoilers out there. But
yeah,
I'm trying not to look.
Yeah, if you guys really want to see it, they are out there because it was filmed a couple months ago, I think, a month ago, whatever. But no, I haven't watched it yet. I will.
Yeah, we'll definitely recap this for you.
Because
we'll recap the entire first round next week, guys.
I read that they want to bring it back. Like they want to do this every year. Is the Mae Young Classic?
It's a good way to bring in talent, but it's also a good way to like flood yourself with too much.
Right. Well,
you've seen that on the men's roster. There's just so much talent.
Not all of them are going to sign with WWE, obviously, on full-time contracts, but
doing the brand split again was one of the smartest things they've done in a while.
I agree. Do you think it's worked?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think it has also.
I think it was 100% necessary.
Because I mean, you look at the main event scenes, and you've got guys like Baron Corbin who may or may not have been pushed out of the main event scene.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
So I did some more research, and apparently it was Dave Meltzer that he had tweeted. He's saying this guy shouldn't be talking about us. He's never done what we can do. He'll never be able to do what we can do.
Right.
So they didn't like that he was tweeting a friend of the business and stuff.
Is he a friend of the WWE though?
I don't know. He's just a guy who's been around the business for a while that a lot of wrestlers respect.
Like the top wrestling journalist.
100%.
Yeah.
Everything like he like says in like the Wrestling Observer or whatever. Like,
right.
You're like, this is fact.
Yeah, his rankings are what everybody goes by, his ratings.
But then he also, I guess, got into like a Twitter beef with like a veteran.
Yeah.
And then like the veteran like told him he was a veteran and like tweeted pictures of him with like Vince McMahon and stuff in like Afghanistan. And then Baron Corbin apologized, but apparently he got some heat over that too.
Right.
But it was ultimately John Cena that stopped the push.
Yeah, he said he wasn't ready.
Yeah, and so Vince killed his push, but I guess like Vince still believes he's a future star, so now he's going to go into a feud with AJ Styles for the U.S. Championship. But his main push for now is done.
Honestly, like that's probably best because he is still a little green in areas. And you don't want to...
Mainly talking.
Yeah, he, in the ring, he's still a little lackluster in some spots, and you don't want to go into a situation where you're taking the title off of Jinder Mahal, who everybody already says isn't very good, and put it on a guy who's still really green. So it makes sense to kill his. I don't want to say kill his push, but he's definitely being, taken down a notch now. I'm not saying a feud against AJ Styles is going down a notch, but it's not for the main title. For me.
But I wanted to see. It's surprising that Bobby Roode's a face because I wanted to see Bobby Roode take Baron Corbin's spot as the second, heel or maybe the number one.
So he's taking John Cena's spot, right? With Cena moving to Raw?
Yeah, he's taking Cena's spot.
Because the number one face is still Styles. Maybe this puts him in, maybe Shinsuke loses again to Jinder and it's Bobby Roode's turn, baby. I don't know. It's supposed to be in a Hell in a Cell match this time.
Is it?
That's what I'm hearing. It's like their next match because wherever the pay-per-view is, they're advertising it as a Hell in a Cell match. So we might get that confirmed on Tuesday. If it's in Hell in a Cell, I mean, I would say, there's no way the Singh brothers can interfere, but we saw with the Punjabi prison match that isn't the case.
Or last year with Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens.
Right.
Jericho gets the key. And
I would hate to see Nakamura lose again, man. Losing twice to Jinder Mahal. Like, I understand what WWE's doing, but they have to understand, like, in the eyes of fans, he is not good enough to be beating the guys that he's beating.
Especially when he looks so weak this last Tuesday on SmackDown. Because Nakamura takes out both Singh brothers handily. Then Mahal attacks him afterwards. He attacks him from behind, and it takes 2 seconds for Nakamura to be like, nope, and then Kinshasa. So it's like, bruh, you realize how weak? Like, this guy just had a match, a 2-on-1 handicap match. You attack him from behind, and instantly he gets...
And still get destroyed.
Yeah. In 2 seconds.
It doesn't look good for him.
Doesn't look good at all.
Hopefully this... and nothing against Jinder Mahal. Like, I'm sure the dude's a really cool guy. There's a spot for people like him on the roster. It's just not the spot that he's in. But I will say this about Jinder. He has taken this whole thing so well. I mean, he's taken all the criticism, all the boos. It doesn't look like the weight of it has, like, really affected him. But he just should have never been in the position in the first place, in my opinion.
I feel like they should have just built him up more. Made us give him credibility instead of just instantly he's champion.
Right.
Now we have to buy it.
He should have went through a mid-card feud. He went from losing all the time
to nobodies.
To nobodies.
To mid-carders.
To champion in a span of a month.
Yeah, he won that number one contenders.
Right.
Where it looked like Sami Zayn was going to beat him clean. He was a mid-card guy. The Singh brothers grabbed his leg, so he beats Sami.
And this is supposedly coming off the heels of him getting heat for giving Finn Balor a concussion. Because he went from Raw to SmackDown and won the title. Or won
literally like a week later after that.
Yeah.
He elbowed Finn, knocked him out, gave him a concussion. A week later, he wins number one contenders for WWE Championship.
Yeah, it was confusing.
After that squash match with Finn Balor. Because Finn Balor beat him in 2 minutes?
It was a short match.
It's ridiculous how crazy they pushed him, and they just expect us to believe it. It's hard to watch.
Yeah, I don't know.
So we talked about Bobby Roode. We didn't talk about Shelton Benjamin.
We did not. Well, there's not a whole lot to talk about right now.
Are you excited about him teaming up with Chad Gable?
No. Are you?
It gives Chad Gable something to do. Did you see this?
Is this difference, though? Yeah, is this American Alpha 2.0 or the world's greatest tag team 2.0? I don't know. But
a little bit of both. Those teams look very similar.
When they announced it, did you see the look on Shelton Benjamin's face? Like, I don't know about that.
Meanwhile, Chad Gable's like, hell yeah, here we go.
Man, I don't know. Like, it's because, I guess for me, it's because I wanted Shelton to come back and I wanted him to go straight into upper to mid-upper card. And it doesn't look like it. It looks like he's coming back to
face the Usos, really.
Yeah, to just get Chad Gable over. The New Day
wasn't on SmackDown either, so I don't know if they're continuing that feud.
Yeah, it was the Raw and SmackDown after SummerSlam was definitely a confusing one. Both.
It was a letdown. You were expecting big shows after SummerSlam, and it was really just
and you didn't even have some of your guys who were on the pay-per-view on your shows. So I don't know, man. I'm excited to see Shelton Benjamin come back. The guy's a great wrestler, great talent. I guess putting him with Chad Gable makes sense if you're trying to get Chad Gable over, because that is a way to get him over
for sure.
But I would much rather see him get the push, the singles push that he didn't really get his first time around. He's getting older. I understand they're probably not going to want to put him in that high profile situation when you got guys like Bobby Roode, who's also 40. AJ Styles is up there in age. So you've got
36.
Nakamura is up there in age. So, I mean, your main event scene on SmackDown is full of older guys. And so maybe that's their thinking behind it. Is we don't need
still in their
another.
prime, though. That's like really the prime age for wrestlers.
What? Say that again?
I feel like those guys are still in their prime, though. I feel like that's where you hit your prime as a WWE superstar.
Oh, I don't know.
It's like 35 to 40. I mean, that's the best Triple H ever looked, in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe. But maybe that's like... But maybe WWE saw that and like, we have enough of that.
The only thing Chad Gable doesn't have going for him is his size.
Yeah, I mean, he's not
I don't
really
think
good
he'll
on the
ever
mic
be a
either.
main eventer just because of that. But
Oh, no, absolutely not. I mean, he's not on the same level as like a Daniel Bryan or a Finn Balor,
that's
where they're smaller guys. I don't see him getting over like them.
I like that Carmella didn't tag in because she was trying to get Natty hurt and
Yeah.
she would take advantage.
Man,
I hate that like she gets tagged in by Natalya and 2 seconds later she's pinned and beaten.
right.
So you made her look smart, but you also made her look weak.
Well, I think it was so... Before the match started, Ellsworth said, she's so smart, she might not even tag in, just let you get beat and then cash in on you.
Yeah, he gave away the plan, but still, it could still work.
It could have,
by
but
Naomi
like...
and Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm still not completely sold on Carmella being
I am.
champion. You are?
I'm so ready for it.
I don't think you are. I think
I'm already over Natalya being champion. I get she deserves
What?
it, but I'm not interested in
Shut the hell up. I think you're just caught in the Money in the Bank. You just want to see the cash in. You don't.
it. No, I like Carmella.
I mean, I like her, but I feel like if anybody was the Money in the Bank champion, you'd be like, yeah, I just want to see the cash in. Let's go.
You know the best way to get heat on Carmella is to like Becky Lynch to win it back and then
Cash in on her.
cash in on Becky.
That would give her extreme amount of heat because people have been wanting.
People want Becky to have the title.
Yeah, that would give her an
You give
extreme
it to her
amount
and
of
then
heat.
20 seconds later, like take it away.
Yeah.
People would be pissed. I'd be pissed. I'd suddenly not be a Carmella. I'd be like, I hate you.
That would have been the way to get the heat on Baron Corbin, was to have Knock win and cash in on him.
Yeah.
I would have hated that, but obviously
I wonder if that was.
that's neither
I wonder
here
what
nor
their
there.
original plan was before John Cena said he's not ready.
I don't know.
I would love to know what they were thinking.
Does it bother you when you hear about wrestlers doing stuff like that, like killing another wrestler's push?
He didn't kill it so much as he said, "Hold off."
Right, because for me, like, there's one that sticks out in particular, and it was when Randy Orton killed Kofi's push, when Kofi was getting that big singles push, and then he took the RKO but didn't sell it long enough to Randy's liking, and Randy, you can hear him yell "stupid" during the match, and then he went back and told them that he wasn't ready. That really pissed me off. So I've always had like a bad taste in my mouth when people when those guys say other guys aren't ready. I know that's how the business works, but
The problem is that John Cena already has a reputation for burying people.
Right.
And this like just magnifies that.
yeah,
I don't think he really does, but I mean clearly he did here.
well, because I think a lot of the burying wasn't so much like he was burying a person in that like he just like refused to lose, like he wanted to go over. This is like him legitimately going to the higher ups and telling them that a guy's not ready. And when it's John Cena telling you that a guy's not ready, that's when a bury does come along.
That's what he did the same thing to Dolph Ziggler.
I know, which makes no sense.
Yeah, he said.
I don't know what it was about Dolph that
Well,
he.
apparently, like John Cena is famous for calling his matches in the ring. Like,
Right.
he'll plan the end,
Uh-huh.
but he doesn't do any other preparation. Whereas
Anyways,
there's other guys who have a reputation for wanting to go over every aspect of a match over and over and over again.
right?
John Cena calls his matches in the ring. It's an old art. It's dying. But the rule is you let the heel call the match.
Right.
And Dolph Ziggler called the match, and John Cena just really wasn't impressed.
Really,
Yeah, that's what the story is behind it.
he didn't like how he called the match.
Yeah, he thought he wasn't innovative enough, and he just did boring heel stuff.
Well, what the hell could John Cena do that'd be so extravagant in a match?
Right?
You know what I
don't
mean?
know.
Like,
He just wasn't impressed with the match, and I guess that's what he told.
what
higher up.
what a dick.
So who's your favorite wrestler? Of all time.
My all-time favorite wrestler is Sting, because when I got into wrestling, I got into WCW. Like, that's what I started watching first. And I had probably watched WCW for a good year or two before I even watched the WWE. And Sting, man, I was just drawn into him with the black and white face paint. Like, everything about him was just so fucking cool for 8, 9-year-old me, however old I was when I started watching wrestling. 7, I don't know.
Yeah, Sting was top 5 for me. I
Really?
love Sting. I was such a fan. Just the baseball bat, the coming in the way.
Yeah. And then when he joined, like, the Wolf Pack, and he
Oh
added
my
the red
gosh.
face paint, I was just like, this is so cool.
The red and black NWO was the best.
Yeah. Oh,
For
without
sure.
question. Who's your favorite?
Jeff Hardy.
Really?
Yeah.
That kind of surprises me.
I remember I was all in. Like, they had this match. He had a match with Undertaker when he had first gone on his, like, singles career.
Mhm.
This was, like, 2001 after the breakup.
Right.
But, like, not long after. And he actually got a ladder match with Undertaker,
Yeah.
the dead man, for the undisputed title at the time. Yeah, he loses the match.
But you think,
he
like...
earns Undertaker's respect.
Yeah,
like,
you're like, oh, shit, is he going to win? Because there was a couple spots in that match where you're like, oh, shit, is he going to win this match?
I know, right?
Yeah.
But Undertaker puts him down, and then he celebrates, and then, like, he sees Jeff Hardy got up, so he, like, beats him down again, and he starts walking away, and Jeff Hardy gets on the microphone, and he's like, I'm not finished.
Yeah.
You haven't beat me yet. And he stands back up, so Taker comes back to the ring, and then he looks like he's going to put him down, but he just, instead he raises his arm. I was sold from that moment on. I was like,
really?
oh. Yeah, Jeff Hardy was always my favorite. When he started getting a real singles push in, like, 2008, 2009, before the drug stuff popped up again.
Yeah.
Like, against Edge and Triple H.
His
so
matches
happy.
against CM Punk were pretty good.
Yeah, man.
I feel like I remember, and maybe it wasn't Jericho, but I don't know, or not Jericho, I'm sorry, Jeff Hardy. I feel like I remember, like, a match where, like, he beat Triple H for the title on, like, a Monday Night Raw, but then it got, like, the decision got overturned, like, a minute later.
What
feel
was the
like I
guy's
remember
name? There was
that.
the Russian guy.
Vladimir Kozlov?
Yeah, Vladimir Kozlov was feuding with Triple H.
Right.
And Jeff Hardy wanted another shot at the championship.
Uh-huh.
And Vicky says you have to beat Triple H one-on-one tonight or something. And so he goes out there and he actually gets like a roll-up pin.
Yeah.
And he inserts himself and makes it a triple threat. Like
the one I'm thinking of, though, I'm pretty sure it was when the Big Eagle title was still around. You know, not the Winged Eagle, the one that came after that everybody really loves. The Attitude Era belt.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember, but I could be wrong. That was so long ago.
I feel like he solidified himself at the Royal Rumble with Randy Orton.
Yeah.
The lead up to that, when he did that huge dive, and like he just he gets on that railing that's like 15 feet high,
Mm-hmm.
and then he just looks down, and then he stops, and he climbs higher to like 25 feet, and then he stops, and he goes higher, and you're like, there's no way. And then
Yeah.
he senton bomb off of that.
Yeah.
I was like, he's there now.
So it's Jeff Hardy, really?
Jeff Hardy's always been.
That's crazy. All right. I mean, I respect that.
All right, guys.
I like Jeff
so, in order to win the Chiefs tickets, you need to say Jeff Hardy and Sting. You need to comment Jeff Hardy and Sting. You need to like, share, and subscribe.
Absolutely.
And you will be in the drawing for the Chiefs tickets. We'll announce those winners on Wednesday morning, and then we'll get those to you before.
We'll get your information. We'll get the tickets to you.
Absolutely.
Some other big news that's kind of wrestling related, right? What about John Jones failing the drug test?
A lot of people think this means he's going to come to WWE, but I'm not so sure. But I mean, he doesn't have many options. He's going to be suspended
At least 2 years.
for a long time.
At least 2 years.
The reason nothing's been announced yet, because he hasn't been stripped of the title. That was false.
That was premature.
Yeah, they're waiting for B sample to come back. Because what happens is when you get flagged, so they've already found something in his urine.
Right.
Right. So to make sure it's not a fluke, and those are the actual results, each fighter gives 2 samples, an A and a B. And if the A gets flagged, now they'll check the B to make sure it's not a fluke, that it wasn't just something he ate or something. So that's what they're doing now. Obviously, there's very rare, I don't know if it's ever happened that the A's been bad and the B's been good. So clearly he's going to be suspended for a long time. If Nate Diaz got 5-year suspension for like his 3rd time with weed, you would think this would be huge for John Jones.
Yeah.
They're saying like a minimum 4 years. That's his career.
Right.
He's missed most of his career just being stupid. He could have been the greatest of all time.
But so this has implications in WWE because now this could change what they do with Brock Lesnar, right? Because now, I mean, there was no reason for him to go to the UFC unless it was against John Jones. So, not only does when his contract comes up, not only is the leverage basically all in WWE's hands now, what do you do with the title? I mean, because he doesn't have to leave for camp anymore. So do you go ahead and put the title on Braun? Do you renegotiate with Brock, try and get more dates, actually have him on TV?
I don't know, because
what do you do?
Before they were even talking about John Jones, the plan was for him to drop it at Mania. So I don't know if that changes the plans.
I mean, those Mania plans change all the time, though. I
agree. Well, they definitely do. It doesn't matter if I agree. They definitely do.
Yeah, I mean, what Vince has penciled in this year, hell, he could change his mind in March.
Just, for example, Baron Corbin win Money in the Bank, and suddenly nothing.
Right.
All right, but let's talk about. Do you see John Jones coming to WWE? He could make a couple million a year.
So here's the problem, though. Like, if he comes to WWE, he's already shown that he can't stay clean.
Right.
So.
And they test their full-time athletes. He'd have to be like a part-timer or something.
Right.
That excuse with Brock Lesnar was bullshit.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
With Mark Hunt, he's like, well, he's a part-time wrestler, and we don't test our part-time. But he failed the test. Right.
So, I don't know. Because, well, I mean, if he comes, he's not a full-time wrestler, right?
He's got to get training, man. This is going to be like a few years in the making, I think, right? Like, you can't just jump into a ring. Unless you're doing a one-off like Floyd Mayweather and Big Show or something weird.
I don't know, man. I don't think he comes. I mean, maybe he does, but it wouldn't make any sense for him to come because of his failed drug test. Because WWE, like you said, their wellness policy. And now I don't know. I don't have a complete list of what's on their banned substance list, but I imagine it's a lot of the stuff that he's
blockers, steroids, like he's doing.
Yeah,
clearly on there.
I don't know. Maybe. I really don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either. I think people are just getting excited because they don't know what he's going to do. But who knows? He could be a coach at an MMA gym. Who knows?
Yeah,
But if you're just coming in for like a 5-minute match against Brock Lesnar, that'd be fine. But if he wants a career in WWE, he needs to start training. He's going to be a couple years.
Yeah, he's not getting any. I mean, he's still young, right? He's still a young guy.
He's 30 now. He's 30 or 31.
Do you care? Like, are you interested in him in the WWE?
No.
I don't think I am
There's so many guys
either.
that deserve it, and just because of his name, like, he would get pushed above those guys.
Right.
That it'd be ridiculous to me.
Yeah, I don't think I'm interested in it.
Not at all. We're supposed to get Dolph Ziggler this week, this Tuesday. It's supposed to be a new Dolph Ziggler.
I think his gimmick is just like him making fun of other gimmicks, which, God, that poor guy deserves so much better than that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to think about Dolph Ziggler anymore. I love the guy. I still do. I think he's a great athlete, great wrestler.
It seems like creative gets interested in him for like 2 seconds and then gives up again.
That's exactly what it seems like.
Yeah,
that's how it was.
They're like, oh, he's a really good wrestler. We should do something with him. Nah. Oh, a new exciting toy. And then I leave him alone.
Right. So, but here's the thing. Like, what is it they don't see in the guy? He's got the skills. He's got the looks. He's got the mic skills. Like, what is it about him that Vince just can't get behind?
No idea.
I don't think I can pinpoint one thing. I love the way he sells.
Maybe he's just been there for so long. So, I mean, since the Spirit Squad. So like D-Generation X days?
Right. Not the good D-Generation X.
I don't know.
The washed
Triple H
up.
and Shawn Michaels.
But that's not the good D-Generation X.
I don't know.
Stop it. Are you fucking kidding me? Stop it.
I don't know.
Oh, you're making me so mad right now. Stop
when they poured this shit on the Spirit Squad and like Vince and Shane.
It was funny.
It was the greatest moment. Each week coming out and making a cock reference and showing a cock on the screen. Like,
look, I know you love cock, but that doesn't mean that they were the best D-Generation X.
I think they were.
Are you kidding me?
I'm really not.
I don't even know if I can take you serious as a fan anymore after what you just said to me. You know,
Paul Levesque before he was big.
I'm not even actually, like, that's like one of the things I'm like least interested about SmackDown this week. Apparently we're finally supposed to figure out who's been attacking Tyler Breeze and Fandango.
Yeah, we'll see. We're supposed to find out at SummerSlam.
Right, but I mean, Brian Alvarez said like that they're set on it this week. So I don't know if that's going to be the repackaged Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, if they're going to be calling up Authors of Pain and they're going to be the ones that were doing it.
Who knows?
But that's what I'm interested in, man, because I feel like that has been going on for a while now. And it's time to resolve that.
The AJ Styles Kevin Owens feud. got wrapped up this week.
Right.
In a brilliant way. I saw someone posted that they were so sick that we had to see that match again when it was basically the same as SummerSlam. I love seeing it again. I love the new way that Shane got involved.
Really?
Baron Corbin. Yeah, I loved it.
Oh, I don't know.
They found a new way to screw Owens when it was still just Shane being fair. Pulls him out of the ring after he gets a low blow, and Corbin didn't see it.
I guess.
Corbin definitely had a fast count.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I love that. I hope that AJ's really doing the open challenge, because that was my favorite thing about when Cena was champion, was that we got a new challenger every week.
I think he will.
I think everybody was thinking that's where Rude was going to debut.
I know. Me too.
And then you have him debut against Aiden English.
As a face.
Yeah. It was very confusing.
But if he goes straight to the main card, or main title picture after a few jobbers, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels like...
I mean, what kind of mid-card heels could he feud against? Because it's not going to be KO. It's not going to be Corbin. It's not going to be Jinder. Who's he going to feud against? What are his options as a face? They're not exciting. Rusev?
Yeah. But then you're just burying Rusev even more, and people are already pissed off about it.
What does Sami do? You just sit on the bench like they've been doing.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, did you want to see Sami Zayn be the special guest referee?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did too.
Who didn't want to see that?
It makes sense though, because Sami would have been too fair.
Right.
Which is why Kevin Owens wanted him, honestly.
You think he would have been too fair? You don't think he would have screwed Owens at all?
He wanted someone with integrity.
Oh,
That's why he picked Sami.
I know. I think...
But I guess you could have used their history to have him screw him, but then he's not really a good guy. You're teaching the kids
No, it depends on how they did it. You can make a face.
You could have Owens accidentally bump him or something. His name is that's the last straw.
Yeah, you can definitely make a face screw over a heel and still not look like a heel.
Yeah,
that's 100% possible.
Those guys would find a way to make it happen.
Yeah,
they're the best in the world at what they do.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all I got, man. It feels like it was a slow week. Not a whole lot of huge wrestling news
we got
this week.
Basically in NXT, we just got recaps and we got the tag team match main event, but not much exciting. 205 Live, we got Enzo Amore showing up after the main event. Yeah,
challenging. Which I don't see him beating Neville for the title.
Neville retains. Yeah, so nothing really big, but we'll definitely watch the Mae Young Classic.
Yep.
Recap that next week.
For sure.
We're gonna give these Chiefs tickets away this week. That's exciting.
Yeah. So make sure you guys comment, share, subscribe on this video when it gets posted, and answer the question. Do you want to repeat the question?
No.
I don't either.
No. It's too late. People
make you guys listen to it. Yep.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us here at 816 Podcasting and presenting Mark Out Wrestling, Episode 5 with Glen and Anthony.
Like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe.
Thanks
follow
for
us on
guys.
Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, 816 Podcasting. And follow our other podcast from Sacco to Shiva.
Absolutely.
Fantasy Football with Chase and Tom.
Yep.
Thank you.